Coming up on today's show, we have a surprise for one of our own.
Are you kidding me?
Also, depending on the music that you happen to like, we have a rapper in the house as well as a musician performing, he calls it Americana. Also, we have some tips and tricks if you're having guests over and you need something simple without making too much of a fuss. We're going to show you what to do as we spiel it in the kitchen. The spiel starts now.
Here we go.
I am in such a good mood. I'm so glad that you're here this week. I'm Angie Wyatt, your host of The Spiel. What do I always say? We're going to just spiel all over the place. And you guys hate when I say that, right?
It sounds gross.
It sounds gross, doesn't it? I don't know what I'm thinking. But, you know, we've got to be careful because in the day and age of phones, we see these things, whether they be TikTok videos or reels or whatever, and it can put you in a good mood. There are a couple that I've seen this week that I want to share with you. If you have not seen them, you have to go check them out because they make you laugh. Have you guys seen the Nutella skit with the husband and the wife, and she paints up the facilities very nicely, and he goes in and he has a weak stomach and he looks like I laughed so hard. But see, those are the type things that creep into my feed. We're going to take a look at that one.
What is that?
Honey, my belly's not
Babe,
feeling
no,
good.
there's poop in the floor. The toilet.
I told you that is hilarious. But this show is all about inspiration and encouragement and motivation. And we know that's why you tune in. And we know that you tune in for the cast of characters. And we are so proud of one of our own. I don't know if you saw his video, but it's been what, a year, Rob?
1 year.
Okay. A year, you've lost a person, like 140 pounds, right?
Right.
Jeez. I mean, he's about to disappear. But we're going to take a look at that video really quick.
Hey everybody, it is November 18th, 2021, which means that it is exactly 1 year since I started the weight loss journey at 512 pounds, and now I'm down to 374.8. That's a total loss of 137 pounds over the course of a year, and the difference is incredible. I've put in a ton of work over the last year, hiring a personal trainer, walking constantly, changing my diet completely from what it was before. It just takes dedication. My trainer has told me several times, and I completely agree with this, that motivation is temporary, dedication is permanent. So the motivation that you get from seeing the photos of the people that you want to look like, or the motivation that you get from seeing the small changes and stuff that happen in your body over the course of time, that stuff will fade. The dedication is what keeps you going. So you got to dedicate yourself to this. Then that's what I've done. I've dedicated myself to working out at least 4 days a week and eating properly, which consists of mainly whole foods and a lot more vegetables and plants than I was eating previously. So I started like this when I had to do this all on my own and push myself to go to the gym and didn't really know exactly what I was doing, but I did actually get out and do something. But then I hired my personal trainer because I needed somebody who could structure my workout and understand what I needed. Now, I have had some incredible people help me along the way. What got me started was Matt and Melissa Short, owners of Stacked. They wanted to meet with me a year ago. We met on November 18th, 2020. We talked for a little bit, and then they were like, we want to help you. They gave me access to all the Stacked meals that I needed, the supplements that I needed, and that is what kickstarted me onto this weight loss journey. And then before all of that, several years ago, Caleb Snyder from Snyder Physique. I've known him for a long time, but I ran into him at Gold's Gym, and I decided to join the Gold's Gym Challenge because one of the things that I got with the challenge was that he would sit down with me and we would work out a meal plan. And I knew that that was the main place that I was failing. I didn't know how to eat properly. So the support system that I have is definitely a huge part of why I've been successful in this weight loss. Because I personally, a year ago, would not have put in the effort to do this on my own. I needed a catalyst to get me started, and I can't thank these people enough from the bottom of my heart, you have made me successful.
But isn't it cool when Rob physically takes those rocks and moves them over? That to me, it visualizes it. And I think, and I hope it's encouragement for you, Rob. You also mentioned some people in that video, and we thought it would be an encouragement to bring them on with you today. And so if you'd come up, all of the people that we can credit for helping you get to where you are. Do you want to name them again?
There is no freaking way.
Do you want to name them again?
There was Matt and Melissa,
Yes.
B,
Yes.
and Caleb.
Yes.
There's no way they're all here.
They're all here.
Are you kidding me?
They're all here.
Get over here.
I think B might be a holdout, and she's going to be so upset when she sees this video.
We'll
You guys
Photoshop
come on?
her in.
Yeah. She's
Oh
going
my
to be
gosh.
so upset.
I cannot
because-
believe you guys are here.
Yeah. So Caleb,
Thank
you
you
take
guys so
take a
much.
seat there.
Sorry about the audio, Lucas.
Thanks, man.
All right.
I haven't seen you in a long time. Thank you so much, man.
Yep.
You guys are amazing. I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything right now.
Have a seat. Have a
Oh.
seat. Yeah.
Oh,
this
you
is-
tricked the
we
crap
gotta
out of me.
We got to jump start you into this
You
next
tricked
year.
the crap out of me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of time before you look like that one or that
I'm
one.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, no doubt. So I know you want to tell them thank you in person, and they have something to say to you as well. So
So am I supposed to say thank you first?
sure.
This is so unexpected. I did not expect this. I don't know how long you guys are standing down there, but is that why you wanted to start at 8:45?
Yeah, that's why
That
I
makes
wanted
sense.
to start at 8:45. Yes, yes.
You like seriously, you guys have changed my life. I'm gonna cry for real. It started with you. I don't know, was it 2017, 2018, something like
I think
that?
it was like 2018, yeah.
I started at the Gold's Gym Challenge, and the whole reason I signed up was because I got to sit down. Give me a second. I got to sit down with you and do a meal plan. I didn't know how to eat right, and then you gave me all the knowledge I need, like the fundamentals, to get started with learning how to eat right and how to work out. And then it only grew. Well, I gave up, actually. And then I gained 140, 120 pounds, something like that. And I got up to 512 pounds. And then you guys were so gracious enough. You were like, hey, we want to help somebody. And then we met, and you guys were like, we like where your head's at. Let's get started. You guys gave me thousands and thousands of dollars worth of free food for 5 months. And I lost 80 pounds in those 5 months. And then I hired a personal trainer who would have been B.
She's running late. But Matt and Melissa, talk about why, the encouragement. And he shared when he came back, he said, what they really appreciated about me was I didn't make excuses. He admitted. He knew what he
You were
had
always
done.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hated it because I would send you guys a text and be like, this is what happens. And then you scared me because you would always send back, you're like, you're not working hard enough. And I'm like, oh.
So
Yeah.
true.
Do you want to go first?
I mean, you definitely were aware. I think awareness is always the first step whenever you're starting any sort of massive journey like that. And that's
Right.
what you were aware of, every trigger, every downfall, every failure that you had. And that's huge. But even throughout the journey, I mean, you still had failures, but you were very
Yeah.
aware of them in the moment. And that is something you should be proud of, for sure.
Thank you so
Yeah, I
much.
remember the first time that we sat down and talked to you, it was like you just kind of had a twisted relationship with food.
Right.
Like, and we tracked it all the way back to, childhood issues. And then we kind of started overcoming it. And, mindset was, I think, the biggest challenge. And, to watch you grow as much as you did and to work on your discipline. And yeah, if you fell off, you're like, hey guys, I screwed up Sunday.
Right.
Like, we'd see it on the scale. We're like, Rob, come on. But, over time, like you just continually got better. And now you've lost, what,
That's 142 pounds.
42
so far.
pounds, which is a whole person. So
I saw that video the other night, and I was just so moved because, some people opt for the surgeries and all those things, and he didn't want to go that route.
I straight up said I will not do the surgery. Even if I stayed fat my whole life, I'm not going to do the surgery.
Because you don't learn the lessons
Right.
that allow you to sustain a healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
I know for some people that is a solution, but if you can do it on your own, you learn so much more and you're able to sustain it forever.
Right.
Because now you own all the tools now to make yourself successful. And you still have so far to go, which
Yeah.
is exciting.
It's exciting, but it's also like it's kind of being honest. It's kind of sad because I'm like, how did I get to this point? You know, like how did I let myself get to where I have to lose literally 2 people to get down to a healthy weight, which is ridiculous.
Caleb, he's had a lot of experience. I've seen your before and afters too with your clients. Just talk about the motivation for you and helping people like Rob.
Well, I care a lot about, I guess, how we got into this scenario, kind of like what you said.
Right.
Like, how do I find myself in this scenario? There's a sort of a societal framework that kind of pushes us towards that if you're not aware of it. So I care about kind of exposing that to people and saying, hey, this is kind of the reason why. You know, there's emotional reasons, but then there's also, you know, you're marketed things all the time for foods that aren't necessarily that great for you. People use, you know, eating as an emotional sort of a crutch sometimes. And if you can be honest with yourself and recognize that, then you can start to take the steps of, okay, now what do I need to do to go back and look at this and, you know, try to approach things in a different way. And that's what I care about.
We care about all you guys for making a difference in his life because he means everything to us. He works really hard for us, and he's now working really hard on himself. So do you want to say anything else? Anybody got anything?
The only thing I can say is, I think I said it earlier. I don't know what I said. Everything's a blur right now. You guys have seriously changed my life. Because I would not have, knowing where I was a year ago, I would not have done this on my own. Because I was in kind of a spiral where I was like, I don't care. I don't care what happens to me. I'm already 500 pounds, whatever. I'm just going to eat until I die, whatever. And it wasn't like depression or anything like that. It was sheer laziness is what it was. Maybe some depression, if I'm being honest. But once I hooked up with you guys and you were so positive and you appreciated that I understood what was going on, and it really helped push me. And then you gave me the tools that I needed, because the hardest thing for me was meal prep. Because I didn't want to cook for 5 hours every week, you know, like just getting all my food ready. And then you also, not only that, but you provided me with the supplements that I needed, and then the testosterone, because mine was off the charts. I don't know if you guys knew how low it was, but it was almost off the charts low.
So, like what we were hoping with stacked meals is like, this is what a typical meal portion should look like, you know, protein, veggie, carbs, like, and then, you know, even if you use that for every single meal in the beginning, like just to learn. And I think that's the biggest tool, because some people are like, that's all I get, or where's the dessert? And I'm like, this is what you get. Then
Right.
you move on. And I think, you know, you go back to the time thing, that's so much time prepping all your own food.
Right.
And then it becomes very easy to push that off on Sunday. Well, I don't want to take my whole Sunday to do
Right.
that. Like, let us take care of that, and you focus on you. And, you know, I think it obviously worked out extremely well in your benefit.
Stack Supplements helped on that side of it,
yeah.
where we allowed you to just introduce you to simple things like multivitamins, greens, protein shakes for whenever you're on the go, different things like that were all a massive learning
Yeah.
curve for you.
Yeah.
And even on the hormone side, like our whole mission with every business that we have, whether it be, you know, testosterone, stacked meal, stacked supplements, is we provide you the tools. And now I think, you know, you had no hope, and then now here you are crushing it, 140 pounds lighter, but you know how much confidence you're giving other people, how much hope you're giving other people, and like the tools are there. You just have to go utilize the tools. And I love how you did it without surgery, because like you did it. The tools are available. All you have to do is go take action.
Right.
And like the success is proven. So
Absolutely.
so excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Caleb, I've had the pleasure of sitting down with you, like I said, and you're changing lives as well. So talk about your business and how people can reach you and what you could do for them as well.
So in addition to fat loss, I focus on, you know, posture and gait, and, you know, just getting people out of pain through exercise. I believe exercise is a great tool to not only, you know, gain muscle and lose body fat, but also to get out of pain. If you do it right. And so if you want to get a hold of me for, you know, in-person training, online training, I have a website called www.snyderphysique.com, and I have an application on my website there, and I've got information on my website also about what I do. And so if you're interested, then yeah, please reach out.
Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. Thank
For
you.
having us also.
Go ahead and throw it a break.
Oh yeah, and we'll be right back.
Most of the songs I write are things that have happened to me, or real life occurrences that have happened to someone I know.
This is a simple little dish that we like to make as a side dish for any of our guests, or sometimes we even make a version of it at the restaurant.
My name is Dr. Siddharth Chandra. If you are depressed or if you have any serious mental health issues, it affects everything you do, from everyone you talk to, your interactions, the way you feel, whether you can work or not. You know, the thing about mental health is it's basically the software that runs your entire body. Where we're located and the resources we have available to us, we're usually able to get people in within a couple of days, the same day sometimes. We can do whatever we need to do to make sure that your mental health is well taken care of.
It's fall. The leaves are changing. It's the best time to camp. At Larry's Trailer Sales, you can find new luxury fifth wheels, along with 23 new cargo trailers and 25 lightweight travel trailers of popular brands such as Jayco and Winnebago. Trade-ins are available. Home of the warranty forever, Larry's Trailer Sales, serving you since 1966.
Now, this is a story about persistence. I think Ron has been trying to get on with us since before that C word, and thank you so much for continuing to, attempt to come on the show, because you're just one of those talents that you don't run into often. Just the gritty, the gravel. Oh, by the way, that's the name of your...
That is the name of the album, Gravel.
There it is,
Yep, thank
Gravel. You. Okay. Some of the songs, Gravel, Moving On, Between Rado and Hell, Two Flags, and all the songs written by you. Do you come up with some of these things? Are they real life occurrences? Both? How do you do it?
Most of the songs I write are things that have happened to me, or real life occurrences that have happened to someone I know. I write a lot of songs about local things that have happened. I've got songs about Cave in Rock, Illinois, and a few other historical things and places here in and around Southern Illinois, and that's kind of what I've always done. Kind of been my little niche is local stuff, along with just your general country Americana type songs as well.
You've been doing this for a while. Talk about your love of music and how all that began.
Well, like everyone, I started off with my parents' music and my mother's country music records when I was a kid. And I began playing guitar when I was about 15, and just started writing songs when I was around 16 or 17, and always wanted to go to Nashville and be a songwriter or be a country music artist and just pursue that life. And I've kind of done it off and on for over half my life. I lived in Nashville and tried to do the songwriting thing and the artist thing, and here I am today.
I mean, there are so many talented people that, we have them on the show often. You're the same way. It's like, you should be on the radio. You should be winning those awards. But it just seems that it's, being in the right place at the right time, who you know. And, you never know. You never know when that person's going to be in the audience. And they're like, okay, we need to do something with this. So,
yeah, definitely.
And that's what we're going to do today. Now, when you start writing a song or strumming the guitar, how does it start? Like, give me something that we would be inspired.
If I was just playing around with something, that's a little bit of the Gravel, the title track,
Okay.
Kind of happy-go-lucky.
Love it. Do you do drums too?
Well, I beat on it hard enough that it sounds like drums, yeah. A lot of times it starts with a little tune I might come up with, and a lot of time it comes up with a line or something I might come up with. Sometimes I write the whole song in my head lyrically before I even pick up the guitar. I kind of know how I want it to sound, and then I may change it around a little bit when I sit down with it. I don't have a formula. It's just it hits me when it hits me, and I go with it as I can.
Yeah. Give me one of your favorite lines. Maybe strum a little bit, and one of your favorite lines in one of your songs.
One of my favorite lines.
Yeah. Maybe that one that came to you and you're like, okay, I'm writing a song around this whole statement.
Well, the whole concept of the album and a lot of my tunes are based around gravel roads and things like that in Southern Illinois. When you grow up, as I did in Saline County, it's rural, it's farms, it's coal mines. And when you're a kid, it's like a rite of passage to get out on the gravel roads and just have a good time with your friends. And that kind of came up with me a long time ago. And the song Gravel, you can roll that gravel to the county line out past the creek by the old coal mine, back where my granddaddy made moonshine once upon a time. So,
that's awesome.
you know, just things, songs about, lines about who we are, what we are as a people in Southern Illinois, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay. What's expected from you as an artist when you're writing a song? What do you think it is that the crowd wants? We know about, you know, some lines of importance, a chorus, a very catchy chorus. What do you think about when you're writing a song?
Well, I like to have, I want to have something catchy.
Okay, yeah.
I like to have a hook, you know, not always, but I like to have one. I think that it pulls people in. I think it holds their attention.
Okay.
I want to put songs out there that anyone can listen to, have a general idea of what I'm talking about for myself, and then they can take it and you know, understand it and enjoy it or not, or whatever they're going to do for themselves.
Relatability.
Relatability.
Feeling it. So, all right. Well, I know people want to hear you perform a whole song instead of just teasing them in this segment. So I'm going to step out and let you get to work. All right.
All right. I'll do it. Thank you.
Angel in the Heart. This is, I believe, my second semester in Phi Theta Kappa. It's more than just a title. I feel like it's a good way to reach out to others and kind of bring out the best of myself as well as them. I didn't have much other experience, so I felt like this would be the best option to try it again. It's like I've been seeing how there's an interaction between administrators and students to try to kind of work together to make success. Try it out. You know, I would say, you know, to reach out to as many people or resources as they can to try to get a feel for it.
My name is Sherelle Smith, and I'm a family medicine doctor. What keeps me coming back day in and day out is really just educating patients and allow them to leave with more tools in their toolbox to take care of themselves is very important to me. One of my passions is women's health. So coming in and talking to women about cervical cancer and uterine cancer, breast cancer, and all those things that, again, are preventative health to help them kind of take charge of their health. I'm working here at the Coin Community Health Care Center. Come and make your appointment today.
Good doctor, what have you done? The whole town's out looking around for your son. And the thin air he vanished, now how can that be? Haven't you heard, man? Truth set you free. Good doctor, where have you been? Out healing, out hurting, stinking of jail. A man of the people who hate his own. Hands made of gold and a heart full of stone. At the end of his rope in a cold, lonely cell, he found an old gravel road, one the devil knows well. It's long and it's wide, worn down, you can tell. You can move to the side, there ain't no place to hide between Rado and Hell. Good doctor, where are you now? People still feel you around here somehow. Oh, the eyes of a madman are hard to erase. With this place. At the end of his rope in a cold, lonely cell, he found an old gravel road, one the devil knows well. It's long and it's wide, and worn down, you can tell. You can move to the side, there ain't no place to hide between Rado and Hell. Yeah, you can ease to the side, but you've already died between Rado and Hell.
I'm here with the incredible, fabulous guys from Netflix hit makeover show, Queer Eye.
I hope you hear me, cause gossip got them thinking they should fear me. But in my heart to hearts, my love's abundant, that's the real me.
I'm Cameron Alfred. It's a lot of people that come, a lot of students come to the game, so you know, you get to interact with them. Once basketball is done, because I understand that one day it's going to be done for me, I want to still be involved with it in some type of way, taking that next step, being ready for the next step. So next school, that's what keeps me motivated. It's good that your hard work doesn't go unnoticed sometimes. I chose John A. College more so for the basketball, but I got here, the atmosphere and the people I get to meet, that's a good reason why I came.
Oh, welcome back to the Spiel. We're happy you're here.
Style, class, turn around, yes! You came into my life, and my world never looked so bright. It's true, you bring out the best in me when you are around, when you are around. All things just keep getting better, the nights just keep getting better.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Estiloz with the Spiel on Entertainment, and I'm here with the incredible, fabulous guys from Netflix hit makeover show, Queer Eye. I'm here with Bobby and Tan and Karamo and Jonathan. First, guys, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you, love. Thanks for having us.
All right, so tell us about this new season. We're going into season number 6. Tell us about what we can expect, all the fun.
So for me, we're in Austin, Texas this year, and it was amazing because we started filming in Austin in 2020, and then obviously got shut down, for 2 weeks, and then we'll reevaluate. A year later, we came back. So it was a first for us. First time ever we actually went back and revisited a hero that we had helped a year previously. So it was a really emotional moment for us to be able to go back and visit Terry and see her and see kind of the effect that the 5 of us had on her and her family's life.
One thing I noticed that stood out to me was that there's a lot of compassion in this show. There's been other sort of makeover shows for either individuals or their houses, and they come in and they do their thing and they leave. But you're really touching in a very compassionate and emotional spot with many of these people, aren't you?
Well, see, the key to our show is that it's a trick. We actually go in and these people, oh, see my Texas accent.
I caught y'all doing that.
I did so well at hiding it most of the time, and there it fell out. So we portray our show as a makeover show, and these people think they're going to get new clothes and a new house and new hair and food and this, but we're actually just using our trades to kind of trick them into opening up to us and allowing us to help them in an emotional way. And the great thing is, clothes can have a huge effect on the way you feel about yourself. Your home can have, your hair, food, and with Karamo, the self-help. So we're not the typical makeover show because we're just using makeovers as a trick to actually go in deeper.
And Tan, you transform these wonderful people into having much more self-confidence and self-esteem? Is that the goal of each one of you? Clearly it is, but how do you go about this before you meet these people for the first time?
You know, we find out a little bit about them beforehand. I never actually meet our heroes. None of us do before we meet them on TV. When you see us see them and say hello, that really is the first time we've ever met them. But we get a bit of information, and so I start to understand who are they and what will affect their lives. And so, I had a stylist, a very popular stylist the other day say, why don't you do like high fashion? It's such a shame you don't get to do high fashion on the show. And I said, you clearly don't understand what our show is about. That person couldn't care less about that. They're not going to the Met Gala. They're going to work. They're living very regular lives, their own personal struggle every day, making sure they feel good about themselves and bolster their confidence. Who am I to put them in a Met Gala look? I want them to feel the best in the version of life that they live. And so I think that's the power of our show. We're not trying to change anyone. We're just saying, let's highlight the very best of you and let's draw that out.
Karamo, I want to ask you, you're heading into season 6 with this show. Yeah. How do you think the show has evolved over the past seasons from when you started?
Well, I got to say, we keep getting better, the 5 of us. We keep getting more clear on how we help, our heroes, but also our heroes keep getting more diverse. They keep getting more vulnerable. And I just think the more you watch our show, the more you get to see stories that you might not have ever heard about. And you also just see us like flourishing as hosts and talent, which is kind of cool.
Each one of you is working on a certain niche about a person. So for you, Jonathan, when you've transformed somebody's hairstyle into something that they didn't expect, and also, are there ever times where they're reluctant to do so, that how do you know when to push and when to ease up?
It's kind of just like a gut instinct. I think that sometimes I also have to question that instinct, because it's like, well, why are we so scared? Or like, is this the time? And it also depends a lot on like what the person's comfort level with styling their hair afterwards is. Yeah. I never want to give someone something that they literally cannot handle or tolerate later. And I also want to leave people better than I found them always. I never want to just make someone be like, oh my God, I hate what you did so much. So it's like, I don't want to push them into a place of discomfort where it's like not healing.
And Karamo, it seems that you really connect on a very, very emotional and personal level.
Sure. So for me, it's like really about like, how can we, in one area of your life, something that you've been holding on to that has been stopping you, or it has been a challenge for you to overcome, how can, in this little time we're together, as you're feeling so good on the outside because of the amazing work that everyone else is doing on the outside, how can we give you something so that you feel healed in this moment, so that you can feel good in this moment? And so that's like a big thing for me, is like, I want them to walk away and say, well, I want to start that path and that journey to at least heal one part of myself so that I feel better and know how to go forward and start to heal myself in other areas as well.
Thanks for joining us. We've been talking with Bobby and Tan and Jonathan and Karamo, the makeup of the best makeover show ever. We are talking about Netflix Queer Eye. Tune in for season number 6. They're just keeping this train rolling. I'm Tim Estiloz with the Spiel on Entertainment.
Thanks, Tim.
All things just keep getting better.
A lot of this stuff is stuff that you have in your pantry. So it's a really nice, cheap, quick way to impress people.
My message has never been like gangster or not, but I've always wanted to be more positive, if not for anything else, just for my kids.
I think there's a lot of things that veterans enjoy in their normal daily life, but they lose a lot of that when they're going through that PTSD.
But the whole health aspect gives us options. It gives us options like, maybe I don't have to take a pill for this. Maybe I can work on myself with meditation and with yoga.
Giving your mind something to distract and interrupt those thoughts, I think, is important, and that's what the whole health team helps you do.
So it's really about giving control and power back to somebody when they're already feeling powerless.
My name is Jacob Reichert. I plan to major in biology, and eventually I am looking forward to being a park ranger or research biologist. I received a FABUS scholarship, and that basically covers my tuition and fees. And that's really important to me because coming from a middle-class family, we can't always afford all the things that you need for college. And so like that really helps out my family. Community college, like I know there's a stigma around it, but there's still a great community. You still have great opportunities with people. You still learn the same things you probably would at a university. You will be helped no matter what your problem is.
And we are spieling it in the kitchen, brought to you by Prairie Farms. We adore Prairie Farms. We love Prairie Farms. We love these guys, Will and Keesha. To know them is to love them. They're all things food in their own right. New Kahala, if you have been to Southern Illinois, you know that name. It's synonymous. You said what, Will, 30 years?
Almost 30 years, yeah.
30 years. And then it's a new venture, Keesha. You're doing
Bake Me Happy.
Bake Me Happy. But you guys came out today to just share with us some creative, easy treats, like when you're hosting guests or whatever. You got to feed them something, right?
This is a simple little dish that we like to make as a side dish for any of our guests, or sometimes we even make a version of it at the restaurant. But it features a couple local products, and then we're able to actually customize it however we feel like, with different kind of finishing touches.
Perfect. And you know, that's what's so great about you two is that you think about other people, you think about other restaurants, and that's why online it was born, the Facebook page, Southern Illinois Eats, right?
Yeah.
And it's a place you can go and you might forget about the restaurant down the street or whatever, but kudos to you guys. I mean, you're you know, propping up local here and that's awesome.
I'm a firm believer it's that old saying, rising tide raises all ships. You know, we all need to work together. You can't eat Chinese or burgers every day. You've got to spread that love around, and there's plenty of it. You know?
Absolutely. Well, these are beautiful to begin with, the carrots, and it's pretty simple, you said. So what are you going to do in the dish?
So we're starting with just a tricolor carrot. If you have the availability to get these locally, you can find them at the farmers markets. Right now, they did not have any local ones that we had, so we were able to grab them just from the local grocery store. Okay. So we like to start by just peeling them just to remove any of the outer kind of tough skin.
Perfect.
And then we'll take these and we usually cut them in half right down the center.
Because they take longer to cook probably.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And they don't have to be perfect. This is not a perfect dish.
Okay.
Rustic, right?
Overlook
Rustic.
my terrible
I like
knife
it.
skills.
Okay.
So once you start getting them cut in half, and it'll be easier once we have more, we just start throwing them in the pan.
Okay.
You can do these with full carrots. If you don't want to go through the trouble of cutting everything in half, you can actually do them with baby carrots.
Is this a Spiel knife?
No.
Okay. Because this that looks like a Spiel knife. It won't really go through very easily.
Yeah, no. Normally we use a big cleaver.
Okay. Okay. So for you, Will, where did the love of cooking and how did you get into what you're doing?
Well, I was pretty much kind of born into it.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad had worked in a restaurant since I was born.
Okay.
So as an infant, I spent time at a manager's office. And my mom would always say, you know, you'd be crying in there, and then she'd be waiting tables.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then, so my parents moved here, I think in 92.
Okay.
And they opened New Kahala, and I worked there since I was a child. So, and here I am.
Family business.
Yeah,
Gotta
family
keep
business.
it going.
Exactly.
And you said you've always cooked with mom, or how did your love start?
My mom worked at a diner for years whenever I was younger before she switched professions.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up in Vienna at our local diner. And I mean, she made everything from pies to, and you can still find some of those even at the bakery when we get it going.
Meringue? The big old meringue?
Yeah, the big old country pies. So we're doing those, and they're actually her recipes. I mean, she taught me everything like that she knew. And my grandma and I even would watch Food Network all the time.
Like I can do that.
It was just inspiration. So
Yeah.
this is going to be
the
most simple dish.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give this back to you for a second. Okay. So once you get all of these done, everything comes together really fast. That's actually the longest part, that and cutting it. You're gonna finish them off with fresh herbs and honey at the end, but honey is gonna go on before you bake as well.
Awesome.
But the first thing we're gonna add, just to keep it from sticking, is a little bit of olive oil. And we're using a local oil from Alali Acres, which is their Tuscan herb, since this is a honey and herb glazed baby carrot.
Nice.
If you're like me, I don't like to have a lot of stuff sitting on my counter, like extra jars, so you can just kind of plug the top to control how much comes out and give it a good drizzle. A lot of people don't measure in the kitchen, and I'm one of them.
Even making cakes, you don't measure?
So much.
That she doesn't measure?
When I make cakes, I really had to get used to doing that so that I can start telling other people how to make them the same way that I do.
All right, so you just flipped them. I saw that.
Yeah, basically we just season one side, kind of move them around, make sure the oil is all over them.
Okay.
And we're just gonna season the other side the exact same way.
Okay.
The last little bit that I put on there was just a little bit of parsley and oregano just to bring out that herb.
Okay.
So the same salt, pepper, parsley, and oregano. So.
Nice.
It's really easy. And then after that, we just pop them in the oven at 425 degrees.
My name is Veronica Griswold, and I chose Johnny Logan mainly because they offered a really good scholarship. I was really worried about how I was going to be able to afford to pay for college. I hope to transfer to a university next year and then apply to law school so I can practice law. I think people should go to Johnny Logan College because the faculty to student ratio is really low. Also, Johnny Logan has really good technical programs as well as social science programs.
Ooh, those look great.
Thank you.
And people are impressed. They're like, oh, that was like, that's big.
Yeah, and you can see that they've got a little bit of a char to them, like cooking them at 425. They're nicely browned around the edges. That's where you want to let them get to. They're going to kind of shrink in on themselves a little bit, and you want that because if they haven't got to that point yet, they're not soft enough to cut into and eat. So while they were in the oven, I kind of checked them. What we did was give it one sprinkle of honey. We just took our local honey. This one's from Miller's Farm. We picked this up at Fresh Food here in Carbondale. But we're gonna do the same thing that we did whenever they were in the oven, about halfway through cooking. This is how we'll finish it out, just to glaze it to serve. You just give it a really good glaze right over the top. And you kind of do it to your preference. If you want them sweeter or more glazed, you can add more. If you want them less, you can add a little less. If you're watching your sugar intake, honey is a really good option because it's lower on the glycemic index. So it's really great for people who are diabetic. So instead of sweetening with sugar, it's a nice sweet side dish that doesn't necessarily have all the extra. This is just fresh Italian herbs that we're sprinkling over. So just to kind of finish it off and bring out some more herb flavor to it.
So we were going to put her on the spot to sing because she apparently auditioned for American Idol a few times, but she said
oh my gosh, that was in high school and just after high school.
She only performs for crowds of 500 plus, and we don't have enough people in studio.
Okay, and that's on stage.
Yeah, on stage.
I used to do stage production at Shawnee College.
Have you heard her sing?
No. I have heard her sing.
He has, but he has never seen me actually perform.
I think it was
because I don't.
the anniversary of Phantom of the Opera, which I love. So I'm sitting on the couch watching it, and I'm listening to them sing, and I'm like, wait, there's another voice, you know? So she's in the kitchen cooking and singing along. So
that's like a TikTok, right? Your hubby didn't know you could sing like that. All right, so we're about to really impress people because we're going to turn it on and put some roasted, what is this, nuts and the berries? And the,
roasted slivered almonds. And I just kind of like to arrange them on the plate just in a way that they look really nice. I kind of like to mix up the colors. These are just dried cranberries. It kind of brings out the flavor of the carrots and adds another level of the sweetness. Gives it a little bit of a tart.
Yes. Now, to have you guys come into the house and prepare that for us, it's a little bit more costly than you would just buy it at the store, right?
A lot of this stuff is stuff that you have in your pantry.
True.
So,
True.
Really, a bundle of carrots like this, especially if you're getting it from your local farmer's market, or even if you're buying it from your grocery store, is really inexpensive. It's a couple dollars. So it's a really nice, cheap, quick way to impress people.
Right,
So,
there you go. Cheap eats to impress people, right there, okay? And you saw it here on the Spiel. All right, anything else before we go?
I don't think so.
You running for any office or anything you need to promote that?
No, I'm not.
He's been asked many times.
Yes. Well, thank you so much,
No,
and the
thanks for
best of
having
luck
us.
to
Thank
both
you
of
so much.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
we'll be right back. We need you to subscribe to YouTube so we have as many viewers there as we do on Fox. I think we're at like 1 million plus.
In the military, we're always taught to push forward, to push through the pain. You're always taught to focus on the goal.
They feel that they have renewed hope. Their stress and anxiety are decreased. A lot of them have made comments that they are even sleeping better.
It taught me to make time for myself. You may see challenges in your life, but you have that stability and knowing who you are and where it is that you are in relation to what it is that's going on around you.
The Spiel presents You're On, 100% original new music.
Hi, I'm Dubsy. I'm going to be performing my song 831 from the new album Dubsy is Spiel. The love thing, it's a real thing. Dubsy is Spiel. 8 letters, 3 words, 1 meaning. It's universal whether or not you want it or believe it. If I ever said it to you, trust me that I mean it. It's evident that in today's world we all need it. Sing it with me, I love you, yeah, I love you. Say, I love you, yeah, I love you. Dubsy from a small town known as the Duke, screaming to the whole world, yeah, I love you. Say, I love you, yeah, I love you. Sing, I love you, yeah, I love you. Dubsy from a small town known as the Duke, screaming to the whole world, yeah, I love you. I hope you hear me, cause gossip got them thinking they should fear me. But in my heart to hearts, my love's abundant, that's the real me. Love's a process, it's much more than a feeling. You can hurt me, I forgive you, I'm not petty, that's the real me. I let it go, cause that set you free. I won't mess with you the same, but I'll just let it be. That's less on me, I could break it down in separate degrees. But in the end, it's all love, love, it's all the same thing. Unconditional, I love everybody, don't hate anybody. We are a little different, that's what makes us somebody. We rather choose the harder way and hate our hearts away. With smaller change, we smarter than you are today. Tomorrow isn't promised, you can start a day. Believe in yourself, don't make it harder, you can find a way. But either way, one day we'll all be gone. So either love me or leave me alone. Now sing the song, sing it. I love you, yeah, I love you. I love you, yeah, I love you. Dubsy from a small town known as the Duke, screaming to the whole world, yeah, I love you. Say, I love you, yeah, I love you. I love you, yeah, I love you. Dubsy from a small town known as the Duke, screaming to the whole world, yeah. Don't got time for the boo. I'll be a fool with it. Jealousy of me says more about you. Now, are you cool with it? Let's stop the pulpitting. Only God can judge me. You ain't make the rules, dude. There's no rules to live in. Just make sure you live it. You dying or you living. Yeah, live your life, but set examples for the smaller children. The cycle stops with us. We gotta leave our kids some millions. Don't be nothing, but we're more than just black civilians. King and queen teens, our predecessors fiends. If you a Navy baby, trust I know you seen some things. No apologies. means for my life is mine to live it. When you talk to me, you're talking to a higher spirit. Hate, don't wanna hear it. Play it, tell me something good. That negativity gon' mess with your spirit. One day we'll all be gone, so either love me or leave me alone. Now sing the song, sing it. I love you, say I love you, yeah, I love you. Dubsy from a small town known as the Duke, screaming to the whole world, yeah, I love you. Say I love you, yeah, I love you. I love you, yeah, I love you. Dubsy from a small town known as the Duke, screaming to the whole world, yeah, I love you. It's universal, whether or not you want it or believe it. If I ever said it to you, trust me that I mean it. It's evident that in today's world we all need it. Sing it with me. I love you, yeah, I love you. 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 Even you back there, Sam, I love you, buddy. I love you, yeah, I love you. 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 I love you, I love you. The whole world. Black and white. Asian and Mexican. For the people. 831.
I love you.
Regenerative procedures come into use if we lose a tooth. And I've had a lot of people come to me and say, well, I had a tooth pulled. And I'll say, okay, has there been any discussion about what comes after that? Because removing the tooth should never be the end all of a discussion when it comes to having to remove a tooth.
Dubsy, you are on. How does it feel?
It felt good. I've never done that before, and it felt really, really good.
You've never done that in front of cameras. A lot of cameras.
A lot
rolling.
of cameras.
A lot of cameras.
I've done videos and stuff, but I've never done this type of setup. And I was kind of nervous, but it felt good.
You killed it. Dubsy, to know him is to love him. Great guy. We've been talking to the crew. You just have so many layers. What is it about that rap scene? You know, sometimes the guys get a bad rap, no pun intended. But when did it start for you, and why did you feel like creating that type of music?
Well, it started for me back in 2004. That's whenever I dropped my first album. Okay. And so I was young, rebellious, you know what I mean? But now I'm 39, so yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, so I've been doing this for so long and just seen the changes and everything. So to answer your question of why rappers get a bad rap, I think the message is very misunderstood for the most part. I mean, sure, there's some
profanity.
Crazy, there's some crazy stuff that gets said, but the ultimate end goal message is this is what we're telling you about. This is what goes on where we're from.
Your story.
Yes.
Okay.
We all have our stories, and I think the message gets misconstrued.
Right. Well, I've got a 17-year-old who's written for a while, loves to rap, and he thinks that he needs to put some of those words in there. And my encouragement to him, like it would be to any young person, why not challenge yourself to come up with some better words? You don't want to be bleeped and mainstream.
Right.
So, with you, I can tell that you're able to modify and curtail, and you said that that's even something you're working on. You want to give the kids what they want, but man, you're a huge influence. Do you realize that? I mean, that's a huge responsibility.
Yeah, I actually work at Spiel Family and Counseling, and I actually work with kids, 14 to 17-year-olds.
They love you. They're like, man, he's a rapper.
Yeah, they don't know that yet. But yeah, like and I have kids of my own too. So it's like, I wanted to, because my message has never been like gangster or but I've had my fair share of cuss words, but I've always wanted to be more positive, if not for anything else, just for my kids. Because literally I've gotten in trouble from my kids doing stuff.
Okay.
So like that's a big reason, and like we was talking earlier, like it makes it more of a challenge.
Sure.
And you have to come up with, different ways to say different things. Like, it gives you a challenge and it makes you smarter at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were rapping, I love you, and I think the world needs more of that. We need that positivity. So what is it that you want people to feel now as they're listening and appreciating your music?
With this album, like, it's all about me changing from this person who was a rock star partier guy who turns into a businessman, like I own a bar. So, and it's basically about growing up and changing. And I just want people to get, like, it's okay to rap about positive things. Like, it's okay to rap about, you know, being a businessman or, you know, having kids or being a good dad, whatever it is. Like, don't be ashamed to say good stuff, because the music that's coming out nowadays is just, it's literally killing our community. So,
no doubt. Oh, that's a strong message. I love what you have on your hand. You've written it on there to remind yourself.
Discipline is freedom.
That's it. So people are going to want to find your music. Where should they go online to do that?
My music is Dubsy on Spotify, Apple Music, all the places you can go. And my whole catalog is dubzero.bandcamp.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. You were a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
I'm Mallory Henson. I'm part of the dental assisting program. I'm actually the president of the program. So I have always been a hands-on learner, and so we have lab 2 days a week. You learn in lecture, then you come in here, and then whatever you learned in lecture, you come and do it hands-on. Coming right out of high school to a junior college, it was just what I wanted to do, and it fit best for me. Coming here every day and being around great people, great teachers, and great classmates, it really just encourages you to come to school every day.
Hey guys, if you like the show, follow us on all of our social media.
That's pretty good. Now it's cute.
And we know that you tune in to us to be inspired, and that's what we hope you were today. We do ask that you continue to reach out to us. That's what it takes if you want to be part of the show. If you have a talent, you have something we need to see that you have, just reach out to us. Rob@SPIELOn.com. Do you like when I give out your email like that?
I get so many emails, it's ridiculous.
You get so many emails, it's ridiculous. You know the type of emails that I really love? Product designers, people who have invented things and they want us to try it out here on the Spiel. Next time we're together, we're going to look at some really cool bling. Rob, did I tell you about the bling that's coming on? Oh, yeah. Okay. So again, we're happy to accept your gifts and try them out and talk about them here on the show. Is there anything in particular that you would like, Prescott? Okay, the clock is ticking. You want what?
Beverages.
Beverages.
Of the adult nature.
Okay, he loves beverages of the adult nature.
He's an alcoholic.
No, he's not. He drinks moderately. So anyway, all right, we've got to get out of here. So thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
We used Americana.
All right, we good. Oh my God.
We're happy to accept your gifts and try them out.
There's no way they're all here.
They're all here.
Are you kidding me?
So like he did a thing where like he grabbed the camera.
Oh yeah, I follow him. Yeah.